What's going on, everybody? So if you haven't heard, you should know this by now. Madden 18 gameplay will make it almost impossible to swerve. It's actually been confirmed several times that the swerve is completely out of the game. All right, if you guys don't know what the swerve is something where on offense you could move your defender out of the way like you had the power of 18 tornadoes and then come back and catch the ball. Now, the way that they're going to do it, based on what I've heard, is by removing the user ability. Now, 15, they had what was called the face catch, where you would just jump right in front of somebody with a tall receiver or tight end, catch the ball, run it for 6. There was nothing they could do about it. But not that it was nothing you could do about it. You still had defensive control. It was just you really had to have good user stick to be able to stop it. 16, aggressive catching came through. It was very, very limited with the amount of movement you had. Maybe only Volterax was able to do it at that time because that's the only guy that I played that was actually swerving in 16. Fast forward to 17, it became so easy to do it. It became a mainstream known thing that swerving was what it was all about. So now that it was on the biggest stage with the competitive series and people saw it outright, EA Sports, they look to figure out a way now to fix that problem. EA Sports now wants to make sure that you cannot control your receiver, but instead have implemented target passing, which is something that I'm pretty sure they used in another Madden that they're just recycling into the game, which means that you can put the ball in a position to where your receiver is going to be, and according to what I'm hearing, the receiver will go to that position, and then after that, you would resume control of the receiver. Now, I've been asked, what is my opinion on that? What is this? What's going on right now? I don't know what's happening in that end zone. I've been asked, what is my opinion on that? What do you think about the fact that they're removing userability in the game? And I think it's disgusting. And the reason that I think it's disgusting is you don't need to do that to fix what the problem was with 16 and 17. Because it's obvious from previous years that you guys knew how to make the defensive players control themselves and not slide around like they're on Disney on Ice, and they were able to strafe and they were able to do things. It's very, very obvious that they understand the mechanics of a defender not going to swat the ball when it's being thrown right to them, but instead putting their hands up and intercepting the ball. See, those are the things that should have been addressed. But what happens is, when people start to complain about something and everybody's able to see it, and it's something that is considered an exploit, a la the A-gap blitzes that Stiffmeister ran on Problem Right in the Madden 16 championship, therefore they came up with nano detection, that seems to be what the problem is. Instead of fixing the problem mechanically, they add something in it to make the game non-realistic. When have you played a Madden where you couldn't control? When was the last time you've done that? Where you couldn't control your receiver? Now, maybe things have changed since EA Play, but based on the individuals that played the game at EA Play, you were unable to do that. You were unable to control your receiver. There was no user control. Maybe they've done something about it. Maybe that's why it's the lack of gameplay that's being released right now. We don't know what's going on. A lot of those different things could be the reasoning behind it. But all I'm going to say is this. Regardless of what they take out and what they put in, there are always going to be exploits. There is no way at all. Even the best Maddens that I love had problems. But it wasn't overwhelming problems to where I knew when I put the game in that my opponent would throw the ball in the quadruple coverage and I would not be able to make a stop. That it was no way possible that I could defend something one-on-one even if a ball was poorly thrown. Those things, that is what has made 16 and 17 such bad games. Now 15, I don't really want to include it. I don't want to include it in it simply because other than the play action reach around and Tom Brady running faster than Michael Vick in that game, I can't really say that it was an overall bad experience with Madden 15. Even though some things were, ridiculous. I would take Madden 15 as far as defense goes over both 16 and 17 as far as defense goes. 25 was probably the last Madden that I thoroughly enjoyed and I could play nonstop and not worry about having to go and drink myself into a bloody rage. But looking at what Madden 18 has in store for us by, creating these new playstyle modes and all these other things to try to address things that they don't want to admit were issues with the game, is going to introduce more problems with the game. because you can't logically think. Like right there, they took away motion, right? So now when you motion it, the guy stops, it throws off the defense, so the guy's always open depending on the route that you're motioning. When all you have to do is just make it so that the defense doesn't act stupid and they're still able to play defense, and there's, you know, even if there is a speed burst, your actual cornerback can see it visibly and react to it. But that might be too much work. So what they did was, when you motion it, unless you waited until they were set, they completely stopped and didn't move. Now, in the real NFL, unless it's like, you know, a bubble screen, a real screen, the receivers don't do that. Receivers that are running streaks don't just stop because the quarterback, you know, audibles and motions them out. That doesn't make any sense, but that was something that was used to prevent people from getting a speed burst. But there's still speed bursts in the game depending on, you know, how you want to run it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of formations in the game where you still get the same speed burst. So again, there's always going to be things that are wrong within the game, but let's take away user control for the receiver. Let's make that animation where the guy always drops the ball if he gets touched. What's going to happen with competitive mode? See, that's what I'm waiting for. People want me to bash Madden 18 and, oh, it's going to be this, going to be that. I'm not going to say anything about it being anything until I play it. I got to, even with the people that give me the information about what they saw at EA Play, I still have to see it with my own eyes, because I can't believe what somebody else sees. I only can believe what I see. And I've been blessed with vision, so why not use it? I'm going to see what the game is about, and I'm going to let you guys know how I feel about it. But regardless about how I feel, I want you guys to understand this. The competitive mode, the simulation mode, arcade mode, those modes are all combinations of what Madden 18 is going to be in correlation to other past Maddens, specifically 16 and 17, because that's what arcade mode is. Competitive is just going to be another Madden from a previous year with the sliders the right way, and dudes actually, you can't make bad reads. Like in Madden 10, if you threw an interception, it was an interception. That's pretty much what competitive mode is going to be. The swerve being out of the game doesn't really change much, because you got target passing, which is probably just lead passing, and you're just putting the ball where you want it to go. You know, I just don't know where to go with it. Did he? What just? Is that? You see, even things like that. If you're looking at the video, that's what I'm saying. If you're looking at the things, and this guy right here, you know, he comes to the stream, the GmiasWorld streams. You know, sometimes I see him. He's a top level player. I'm not saying that the things that he's doing makes him a bum. I'm just saying the way that the game is, it doesn't really matter what you do. You're always going to get the benefit of the doubt. So what EA is looking to do with the competitive mode is to take away things like that you just saw. But I don't know if I can really believe until I see it that they're really going to take that stuff away. You know what I'm saying? Like right there. Okay, they fixed all you remember earlier in the year, you really couldn't intercept the ball when you were on user. They did patch it and made it so that those kind of things could happen. So they already know the things that they have to do for the competitive mode. Is just make it so you can do those basic things. It's not something that is going to be so far-fetched that they couldn't fix it before in 17. It just makes more sense to put it in a new game. The same thing that they did with the SWAT. The SWAT was in 16, but they enhanced it and made it seem like a new feature for 17. This year, they strive to take away more of quote-unquote exploits and glitches within the game. One of the main ones being the swerve. But I haven't heard anything about DB Fire 2 Press, other than if you come out with a lot of cornerbacks, you're going to get pancaked. But we have to see what is actually in store. And I would like to know what you guys and girls think about the actual swerve mechanic. Some of you guys, oh, I hate it, I can't believe you're doing it. Some of you guys may say, bro, I can't wait to play it again, and try to run it in Madden 18, because they're saying it's not going to be in there. And also, I want to know what you think about the other gameplay styles and things of that nature. What makes this game so ridiculous, and what makes you think that Madden 18 will be better? I really want to know what you guys are thinking about that, and so we could talk about it. And I could probably use some of the the feedback that you guys give in another video to see where we're headed with it. But it's coming sooner than later, so get your butt cheeks ready. Madden 18 gameplay is on the way. Madden 18 will be in stores soon, and early access will be on Xbox very, very soon. One love.